Community Viewpoint with Maria Hurst.
Hi, welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm your host for this segment, Maria Hurst, and we are so excited to have back Mr. Keith Layton from Layton's Tree Service. Hello.
Hello, hello.
So before last show, we talked about planting a tree. So if you guys missed that, any part of that show, just go to YouTube, go to our 46 channel, go down to Community Viewpoint, click on that link, and you can see all about what we talked about with planting a tree. Tonight, we're going to talk about like maintenance of the tree and also removal of certain trees. So how would somebody tell? Welcome again. Did I already say that?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Welcome. So how does somebody know, like, let's talk about pine trees just for a second, because that's what I had, and they were really overgrown, and I mean, I didn't really know a lot about trees, and so I didn't really know what they needed, and I learned a lot, and now I notice all of them. Like, I notice there was one by my work, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that needs some work right there. Mm-hmm. And so how does somebody tell when the tree needs this?
If the tree draws your attention to it, the first thing you would be looking for is to find out if there's any branches crossing each other.
Okay.
You're also looking to see if there's any type of stress, discolor in the needles.
Like if the branches, like in the case of mine, the branches were like drooping down and touching the ground.
Right.
So that was, I should have known
earlier.
It's
you can elevate the tree up to whatever desired height you want it.
Okay.
Obviously, you want to try to keep them off the ground, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So at that point, you just elevate the tree up to where it should be, and then you just start removing any branches that are crossing each other.
Okay. We do have. Oh, go ahead.
You also look for any branches that may be damaged.
Okay. All right. Kind of like you were saying before the show, we were talking about like split ends. Like it's kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trees have that. We do have some pictures. Let's show those before pictures, those first three. This is kind of before. A lot of drooping.
Yeah, you see where
yeah, real thick.
the foliage, you just can't see any sunlight through it.
Right. And and I'm just like, we're in the desert, so I just always see green, you know? And then one day I was like, gosh, I don't know if those branches should be touching the ground.
No.
So after much help, with the help of Mr. Layton, with Layton's Tree Service, let's show his phone number again. Look at how pretty. Look at how nice. So nice. Did I just see a different banner? No? Yeah, they're super nice. The trees are super happy. The other day they were just telling me how happy they were. I got a message in my email from the trees. They said, thank you so much, Maria. We are very happy with our trimming. But seriously, though, they look very nice. And you can tell, like, they just, I don't know how to describe it, but they're like vibrant again. Yeah. You know, like they look like regular trees now, and they just are, they have pep. They're trees, but they have pep.
It takes a lot of stress off the trees.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It does. It helps the trees tremendously. Proper pruning.
And these trees now are going to last a really long time. So I know a lot of people have these trees in town. So it's really important. It's really important.
It's very important for the tree itself. It helps maintain a good health in the tree throughout its whole life. It just
and this can mean years. I mean, the difference in having, had I not done anything, or you know, if you let your trees grow, you know, and you don't do anything, this can mean years. I mean, it can make a difference of how many years would you say? Like, I don't know.
As long as the tree has the nutrients that it needs, that tree will outlive you.
Okay. So, I mean, and if you don't do anything and you don't take care of it, it can die. So you've seen this happen in town.
Oh, yeah.
Like where something's damaged and the tree has been dead for a while. It's just taken a long time for it to die off.
A lot of times construction damage happens to trees and the homeowners don't even realize it. It may be putting in a sidewalk. It may be widening their driveway. Lawnmowers, weed whips, all that adds up.
Yeah, just be careful.
It's all damage to a tree.
Just like wear and tear on anything.
Yes.
So those are trees we want to protect.
Yes.
Are we, how far are we into the show? I know we just started, but, oh, okay. Okay, so we're good. So for a second, I want to go into trees that we don't want. There's some trees out there that are on the noxious weed list. Salt cedars, for instance, they're on the noxious weed list. If you go to the Cooperative Extension, if you go online, you can find out this truth about salt cedars. They're not indigenous to this area. They're a pesky tree, and we want to get rid of them. So it's a difficult task, but this is something that you do.
Yes.
Okay. So we want to get those handled like as soon as you see the growth, right?
As soon as you can, stop them. They do provide a lot of shade. They are fast growing, but they're more of a problem than what they're worth. Anything from the water table that they will tap into to the space that you lose in your yard.
And just what they emit. I had one in my yard. We pulled it out about 8 years ago, and nothing is growing there. Nothing is growing there. I mean, if I wanted to grow something there, I'm sure that I could do something to the soil to plant something there, but it's at the edge of the yard, so I don't really need to grow anything there. But my point is that they're damaging. I mean, and we ripped that sucker out of the ground because it was small, and I recognized it, and we've been on this soapbox for get rid of salt cedars on Community Viewpoint for quite a long time.
Yes.
And so just as soon as you can, because they'll grow back. And so those are something like if you come cut them off, if somebody, even if they rip them out, I mean, there's a possibility of them coming back.
Yes, there is always a possibility.
So it's a maintenance. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is, but it's important.
It's something that needs to be done. It can't be ignored.
Right, because it's just gonna, it's like,
It as bad as
it's
it
just gonna
is
snowball
now,
into a big problem.
and it's even going to get worse. And it's bad now.
It's bad. I know in my neighborhood, so if you're watching me and you live in my neighborhood and you have salt cedars, please take them out. So anybody that has a salt cedar, like, we really want to take them out. It's a big mission of a lot of people here in Pahrump. Let's just get them out, because there's other things. I mean, we have a nursery, we have Home Depot. There's lots of beautiful trees that can benefit our soil and our community. There's fruit trees you can do, and there's
Yes.
different things you can do with fruit trees. So let's just get those salt cedars. So there's the number. I was going to ask for the number again. And you can remove those for them.
Yes, there is so many different types of trees that people can have. You can throw pretty much any color you want into your yard.
Okay. I've seen really beautiful dark, the ones with the dark purple leaves. Are those like fruitless plums? Is that what those are?
Yes.
And the ones I've seen are very pretty.
Yes, and they grow great out here with the proper maintenance.
Okay.
You can lose them really quick. A little bit of attention, and you don't even have a problem out of them.
So what we were talking about with the last show and with this show, basically just like be aware of what's happening. If you want to hear about what we're talking about with planting, go to our clip or go to our link on our other show and look at that. Look at the information on there. Basically just like caring for it, being aware of what's happening, being aware, because if something, because like you said, last show, it's an investment in your property.
And it is.
And if we were going to maintain our home, You know, you're going to maintain your plumbing system, you're going to maintain your block wall, your fence, your stucco. If something were to happen to one of those things, you would repair it.
Right.
So you want to make sure the tree is a part of your home. So, and they can really bring up the value if they're taken care of really nice.
They can raise your property value thousands of dollars with the right vegetation, yes.
Okay. And I know I keep talking about the stuff we did over at my house, but there was this one and I had no idea. And he was like, oh, this is what it was, like a locust or a...
Yeah, it's a locust.
Okay.
Yep.
And I love it. And I love that tree now. It's like super cool. And
it's a good tree.
Yeah, so I'm going to take very good care of it, I promise. So we just have a couple minutes left. So tell me about how somebody, they just call and schedule, you can come out and do...
Yeah, they can call me up, and I can come out there to look, or even if they just have a question, that's fine. Give me a call up.
Okay.
If they need me to come out there to take a look at what it is, that's not a problem. I have no problem doing that. I probably stop by 100 different properties a year just to answer questions. Okay. I know there's no work involved, but nonetheless, the people want to know. If I don't have the answer, I can get them the answer.
You're very community-minded. I love that. And what we didn't mention earlier is that Keith is a certified arborist.
Yes.
So he knows his stuff. And if he's going to get you information, if he doesn't have the answer right then, the information you get is from a trusted source.
Yes, there's several places to get it from. There's a couple places here in southern Nevada. But yeah, that's not a problem. If they have any questions, feel free to call me, and I can either answer it on the phone or I can stop by to see what it is that needs to be done.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, I thank you for having me.
And we have 1 minute left, so I want you guys to write down this number. If you missed any part of the show, go back to YouTube, click on the link, and watch it over and over and over, and give us a lot of thumbs up. You can find us on Facebook /Community Viewpoint KPVM. You can email us at cvpkpvm41@yahoo.com, or just go to Facebook and send us a message. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are welcome.
Call Layton's Tree Service and get all of your trees taken really good care of. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And look forward to more episodes about trees in the future. Mm-hmm. Good night.
Community Viewpoint with Maria Hurst.